Hey, what's up, everybody? So, here we are, back again, man. Doing another tribute reaction. Tribute reaction for one of the pillars of the rock movement. In the past, gosh, how long has Christine been around? So many decades. She has been a really fantastic, strong, powerful, creative force on the platform of rock and roll, classic rock. Man, you can't find someone more successful and who has more influence in the rock genre specific, especially within a certain time period, than Christine McVie. A lot of people would say, wow, I really admire her for her singing prowess. She's got the voice of an angel. She looks like an angel. She's got the personification of that. Some will say, well, it's her great musicianship and how she jams so well with the other musicians in Fleetwood Mac. Others would say, I think it's just her overall presence as a team member, team player. And others would then say it's definitely her songwriting and her collaboration with Buckingham and Nicks. She's in the Hall of Fame, and she's got so many accolades, and she's well respected in the industry. And I already know this, and this is coming from someone who was not brought up on classic rock. But you know what? I know who Christine McVie is. I've always known who she was. And the very, very first memory I have of her was the song that I'm going to be featuring today. So before I get into it, I want to give a shout out and a thanks to, holy cow, a hell of a lot of people. There's no way that I can spiel through so many people who have notified me of Christine's passing. So I'll just give you a list up here. And the song that I'm going to be reacting to is a live version of my favorite Christine McVie song, and that being Over My Head. And that is supplied to me by Nate Jenkins. Nate, thank you. I appreciate the recommendation. How I'm going about the selection process here with the songs that I'm going to be reacting to is this. When I got home, I had 47 messages and recommendations, and some people actually even gave me an entire song playlist. I can't go through all of that, and there's definitely no way that it's all going to make it up onto YouTube. So what I did was I collected all of the songs, and then I shot them up and just watched to see what was going to happen. Some were not accepted, some were, and whatever the case is, right? And so then I'm like, okay, so from the ones that were accepted, I'm just going to pick this particular one because it happens to be my favorite. And Nate was the very, very first person who notified me through my private email. So that's basically how I went about the selection process. Long intro out of the way. So what we'll do a little reaction to her live performance, and then of course we'll do a little bit of a bio read and review after. So this is Christine McVie live on The Dance, and I believe it's 2006, is it? Fleetwood Mac, Over My Head. Let's get it. Cheers to you, man. Sweet lady.
You can take me to paradise, and then again you could be cold as ice. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. You can take me anytime you like. Well, I'll be around if you think you might love me, baby.
Over my head
And hold me tight. Your mood is like a circus wheel, it's changing all the time. Sometimes I can can't help but feel that I'm wasting all of my time. The circus wheel, you're changing all the time. Sometimes I can't help but feel that I'm wasting all of my time. I think I'm looking on the dark side, but every day you hurt my pride. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. I'm over my head, yeah, but it sure feels nice. I'm over my head, yeah, but it sure feels nice.
This brother's got skills, man. He really knows how to pick that thing, doesn't he? Right on.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. Fantastic. That, folks, is just a sampling of the greatness of Christine McVie. And, you're going back in time when I was really, really young, and I first became aware of Fleetwood Mac and who Christine McVie was. This is the song that I first heard from her. This is the song that will always be, my song where it comes to Christine McVie. When you mention the name Christine McVie, this is the song that I always think about. I just love this song. I love the way she sings it. I love her delivery. I love everything about this lady. I like the way she looks. Everything about her is top-notch, first class. You won't find a sweeter soul in all of music more than Christine McVie. One of my personal favorites. And when I was at work, I've done this social experiment with myself where it comes to rock icons passing. And I said to myself, well, when I get home at night, and let's say if I've turned off all notifications and I get home and then I turn on my computer or what have you and I see that someone's passing, when it's late at night and you're tired and then you get news like this, it's a really hard gut punch, isn't it? And so I had this reaction a number of times when rock icons of the past have passed away. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, if I turn on notifications, I'll hear it from a couple of people, and then it will kind of nullify the impact going throughout the day. And so I had to kind of decide which one to pick, So finally I said, well, it's best that I get notification right away, so that let's say by the end of my workday, it's not as it's plateaued out a little bit, and the shock factor and the gut punch factor won't be as intense, right? Now the only problem with that is that it's on your mind all day long, and you're literally in a zombified mode, and you're kind of out of it, you know what I mean? And sometimes if you're really in the middle of something, it could really distract you. So it's one of those things that I still struggle with where it comes to the passing of our rock influences. But yeah, I heard about this in the middle of the day, and I said to myself, wow, how am I going to get through the rest of the day? And so, I got through the rest of the day, but I was just literally pretty much useless the rest of the day. I mean, this lady is one of my favorite rock personas, so it was very, very painful getting through the day. And you know what happened? You know what happened to me, man? Somebody had the nerve. And because I have a rock reaction channel and I'm a black dude, and sometimes some people don't think, and then they'll just say something like, wow, really? Rock and roll, but you're black, right? And a lot of the times I'll kind of just chuckle at that. This was not one of those times to be saying shit like that to me. So I said, yeah, holy cow, Christine McVie just passed. So one of my supervisors, he said, listen, as soon as, this and this and this is all done, you should get out of here and go do that thing that you do. And so one of the new cocky bastards, that's what I'll call him, he's like, oh, really, a rock reaction channel? Ah, okay, well, that's not a big deal to you. I mean, rock icons passing shouldn't be that important to you because you're black, right? That's what this guy said. Oh my God. So I looked to my supervisor and I said, I'm leaving right now, right? Because, there's sometimes when you get triggered. I wanted to knock this guy out so bad, so I decided to just get up and leave. Anyway, it's amazing to me how some people are still so ignorant about that sort of thing, and how people compartmentalize music. Now, I'm guilty of doing that too, because when I was younger, I thought to myself, well, it's safer socially to stay on the R&B side, stick with the rap, stick with this. But I was, I guess, a closet fan of rock and roll. I always had a healthy respect for it. And then as I got a little older and wiser, I said to myself, it's time to, get out there a little bit more. To hell with what people say and what they think, and just enjoy the music for what it is. We're all connected through music, and you look at rock and roll, you look at the blues, you look at all of these different elements of music. They all come from very, very similar sources. So, and it reminded me of when I first heard Christine singing Over My Head, one of the first Fleetwood Mac songs that I heard. And the truth came back to me in the form of music crosses boundaries, builds bridges. And, one does themselves a great disservice to not embrace all elements, and so this is a really, really good example of that in my life. I've always held a very, very strong like for Fleetwood Mac and for Christine McVie and her beautiful voice and her great storytelling and song and everything about her, and also the band collectively, because let's just focus on the Buckingham Nicks era. Those five musicians collectively create a masterful sound, wonderful piece and time signature of music. So yeah, man, even though I wasn't brought up specifically on rock and roll and I wasn't focused on it for a decent part of my life, it was still part of my social structure. You know what I'm saying? And this lady was at the core of that influence. And part of the reasons that drew me into look into classic rock a little bit more, and not just treat it as a sidelining thing. You know what I mean? So it was a long time coming, and Fleetwood Mac was definitely a part of that pull. Another interesting thing about Fleetwood Mac is that along the course of the way, I knew that they had a long history. I knew that they started out rubbing shoulders with the blues, and I knew that they had a different tier timelines of different musicians. So when I started my channel, I had it in my mind that I definitely wanted to explore the history of Fleetwood Mac and all of the different the variations of Fleetwood Mac. And if you go way back in time, we're going back 4 years here, you're going to see that I have really done an extensive amount of looking into Fleetwood Mac, starting all the way back from Peter Green, going all the way to the current era. And so, and then of course I did specific spotlights of the Women of Rock series featuring Christine McVie. You're not going to find that on YouTube anymore. You'll have to go to my Vimeo. But I did a really, really good quad, and this was in the first couple of months of me starting my channel. Very, very rusty back then, but you'll understand why. So let's do this, man. Let's take a look. Oh man, you know what? I'll just hop around real quick. I'll just read the top intro portion of Wikipedia of who she is, what her contributions were, and then I want to skip down to her personal life and her passing. Right? Christine McVie. Christine Ann McVie, 12th of July 1943 to the 30th of November 2022, was an English musician and singer. She was principally known as a member of the band Fleetwood Mac, which she joined in 1970 as a singer and the band's keyboardist. She also released 3 solo albums. Her lyrics focused on love and relationships. Steve Leggett of AllMusic described her as an unabashedly easy-on-the-ears singer-songwriter and the prime mover behind some of Fleetwood Mac's biggest hits. 8 songs written or co-written by her includes Don't Stop, Everywhere, Little Lies. It also appears on Fleetwood Mac's 1988 Greatest Hits album. In '98, as a member of Fleetwood Mac, McVie was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and received the Brit Award for Outstanding Contributions to Music. The same year, after almost 30 years with the band, she opted to leave and lived in semi-retirement for nearly 15 years. She released a solo album in 2004. In September 2013, she appeared on stage with Fleetwood Mac at the O2 Arena in London before rejoining the band in 2014 prior to their On With The Show tour. In 2006, McVie received a Gold Badge of Merit Award from BASCA, now the Ivors Academy. In 2014, she received the Ivor Novello Award for Lifetime Achievement from the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers, and Authors, and was joined with the honor of Trailblazer Award at the UK Americana Awards in 2021. She was also the recipient of 2 Grammy Awards. And going down further, she's got a whole bunch more, but I'm not going to read all of those. Yeah, that's enough of the intro. Let's scroll down. Personal life. When McVie married John McVie in '68, Peter Green was best man. Instead of a honeymoon, they celebrated at a hotel in Birmingham with Joe Cocker, who happened to be staying there. Before going off with their own separate band, the couple divorced in '76, but remained friends and maintained a professional partnership. That's one of the things about Fleetwood Mac. It's amazing to me with all of the challenges and the heartstrings being pulled and everything they managed to maintain and still continue to create fantastic music. It's amazing. From '79 to '82, she dated Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. Dennis Wilson. Is that not the brother that passed? He drowned, didn't he? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. McVie married Portuguese keyboardist and songwriter Eddie Quintela on the 18th of October in '86. Quintela and McVie collaborated on a number of songs together, including Little Lies. Quintela died in 2020. During the height of Fleetwood Mac's success in the 1970s, McVie resided in LA in a house that had previously been owned by Joan Collins and Elton John. In 1990, she moved to a Grade II listed Tudor Manor house in Wickhamborough, near Canterbury in Kent. Whether she retired after leaving Fleetwood Mac in 1998 and worked on her solo career. That sentence didn't read right. Okay. For years, McVie found inspiration in the home's country setting, not only writing songs there, but restoring the house. However, after rejoining Fleetwood Mac in 2014, McVie began spending more time in London and put the house on the market in 2015. After a brief illness, McVie died in hospital on the 30th of November 2022 at the age of 79. Okay. So we still don't have an update as to the exact reason for her passing. It was an illness, so yeah, you know, there's just so much more information to come, I'm sure. But yeah, you know, man, great singer, beautiful lady, great songwriter, incredible influence, very, very consistent. And it seems like even though she might have been in a semi-retirement stage and just living her life, she still had influence in the direction and in the flow of music and where it was going. And she was always one of those big, bright features, you know. And it seems that she was active almost all the way up till the end. I remember hearing Fleetwood Mac news. I can't remember the name of the lad. It's been a couple of years ago, but he pretty much had a channel dedicated to Fleetwood Mac. I'm sure some of you will know who I'm talking about. And he used to point into the camera like that. But he would always give you updates on what's happening in the world of Fleetwood Mac and what they're doing. And he was very interested in covering Lindsay's departure and then having two other musicians take his place. And so that's the area that he was focusing on most, but a lot of the times he would talk about the past and the influences, and Christine was definitely his personal favorite. So I remember that guy and how he was always giving you updates about Fleetwood Mac. Every once in a while when I'm cruising around YouTube, I'll click on him and then I'll watch and kind of get an idea of what's going on in the world of Fleetwood Mac. They're just that intriguing a band, right? And so, yeah, you know, it seems that Christine was active in music, whether on the creative side, singing, performance side, pretty much the entirety of her life. And I know that she was, there was a time when she couldn't go on tour because she didn't feel physically strong enough. Maybe that was the beginning of her not being able to tour. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, great lady, like I said. And a great influence on me, even though I was not specifically brought up on classic rock. But you would always hear, and you can always tell who was singing in Fleetwood Mac. Her voice was very, very distinctive, and it's got an angelic, tranquil, angelic feel to it. Love this lady to death, man. So, yo, that is my tribute to the great Christine McVie. Rest in peace to you. You were a class act and a great credit to not just rock and roll, but music on a whole. That is how you conduct yourself throughout the course of your life. That is how you represent a brand, you know, being the way she was. Anyone who is young and who's going to be launching themselves in the world of music and all of that sort of thing, model yourself after Christine McVie. That is how you conduct yourself in the world of music and being a force and an influence in the world of music and entertainment and that sort of thing. You can't go wrong if you model yourself after this lady. All right, y'all. So hopefully you're not going to hear from me or see me anytime soon. Fingers crossed. It's that time of year where it seems that people pass quite a lot, you know, and there has been a lot of celebrities on a whole passing, but hopefully you're not going to hear from me or see me anytime soon. So have a good one. Take care. And what else was I going to say? There was something else. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say real quick, everybody. Michael Nolan, The Bottom Line. He did a quick 5-minute tribute to Christine as soon as he was notified, and I really liked that tribute. So if you don't know who Michael Nolan is from The Bottom Line, check out his channel. Really nice gent, and you can tell that it really hit him in the feels. And even though it was just a 5-minute video, you know that this guy really loved Christine. So check out his channel and check out his tribute to her. I don't know, he might do a follow-up tribute to her in his studio. I'll be looking for that, but check that out. It was a really nice 5-minute tribute that he did. He just did the handheld thing outside, outdoors, and he just spoke from the heart. I really like that. All right, y'all, have yourselves a good one. Take care, and again, I hope I don't see you anytime soon. Peace.